bona mokekolo habifile ibile ale mo setla baya mulaya weye bareke muloyi loyi quing 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 quing. Duelam Boma 7. This week we are in the Toyota. We are in the Toyota Land Cruiser 76 station wagon, and there's a lot we need to talk about. Right into it. On the exterior, the Land Cruiser looks very much like a Land Cruiser. It looks like something very old and dated and grown and very robust. You know, you have the large circular headlamps, the large protruding steel bumper, you have this amazing ground clearance, and like the gap between the tire and the wheel arc, everything is just big and bulky. This gray that it's finished in is actually quite pretty. I think I like this gray color that it's finished. I think it's called satin gray or something like that, but I really think this color is very, very nice. Yeah, it's like there's not much to the exterior of a Land Cruiser. It's something that you can spot from a mile away. It's not a design that's new. It's not a car that people will be like, oh, what is this? It just looks very off-roady, very big, very bulky, you know, with all these square windows and stuff. Venture or Crescida, you know, very dated, you know. I mean, even the door handles are steel. Zenke. Kore. Yeah. Interior, it's also nothing new. The same design culture outside just translates into the inside. But we'll get into those other things, like some other things in the verdict. You have the steering wheel, which has no multifunction buttons. You have this analog gauge, this analog dash, yeah, the needle, Linaka, that old one. You have these large side mirrors. Obviously, the doors are something from a like very old and very old school, like a Toyota Venture or something. It has electric windows, so I'm happy about that. You have your cloth on the panel, so it still has that dated look. You have an infotainment system screen over here that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So there's a bit of modernity to it. 2 USB ports, you know, the air vents, no climate control. You just have to use those old ones that you whatever. Like there's just like cloth and carpet everywhere. Like this interior is very, very, it's older. It's older than me even, I'm sure. Like, hi guys, you know, the seats are cloth seats. And the only bit of leather that you get is on the steering wheel and the headrests. That's just about it. So the interior is also nothing too exciting or nothing too different, but we'll get into this. I will chat. The Toyota Land Cruiser 76 station wagon. This vehicle is powered by a 2.8-liter turbo diesel engine that produces 150 kilowatts and 500 newton meters of torque. A tried and tested engine, the 2.8 GD6. So it's mated to a 6-speed automatic gearbox. And I think this is the first time they put in this engine into the Land Cruiser stable, and I think they did it because of trying to get more fuel efficiency, because I think the others were the bigger D4D engines, then the V8s and stuff like that. So this one was in a bid for them to just gain some efficiency on the Land Cruiser. And obviously it's still much of a GD6, right? But I do think that the weight and the size of this car does affect the performance, because when you put your foot down, it doesn't sprint off the line as quickly. However, to be honest, I don't think this car is meant for city driving. It's not meant to be a school run, quickly go buy bread kind of car. It's not meant for that. Its purpose is to be off the beaten path. This is a proper off-roader. This is a proper car for overlanders, for people who love going far and wide. And I think its capability has been tried and tested. So it speaks for itself in that sense. And it's very much a car that needs to be off-road most and all of the time. In terms of fuel economy, I don't know how I'm doing. I don't know my range and I don't know my fuel economy because it's not available here. On this odometer, it just shows you your trip, your range, and how hot it is, the degrees outside, 16 degrees or something. Like, that's it. That's all you get. The Land Cruiser, like I said, it's meant to be off the beaten path. It's not really meant for city driving. So really, to be honest, it isn't great on tar. It isn't great on a daily. It's cumbersome to drive. It's clunky. It's big. So this car shame, I can forgive it in a sense that this is not where it's supposed to be. This is not its natural habitat. But it is really, really something that's so different. I haven't been in something like this in years. Like, it's so dated. But in terms of the drive, to be honest, it's not meant for tar. So it's not great on the road. It really isn't great on a daily. And I think long distance in this thing, you'll probably hate yourself how you go away, because I don't. Let's get into the verdict of the Toyota Land Cruiser. Okay, so to be honest, this car's not meant for city driving. Like I said earlier, it's not really meant for city driving. It's not a car that's meant to be, for a daily commute purpose. This is a car that you put onto the farm. It's an overlander car. It's a car that you take off the beaten path. It's a car that you literally put on like off-road stuff, right? Secondly, the Land Cruiser nameplate is synonymous with durability, reliability, every ability. It's a robust car, and it's a car that's literally stood the test of time and still has a very, very healthy fan base and a very, very healthy market. There's a lot of demand for this car, and it's evident to see why. I mean, it's great. It's a great off-roader, right? That's it, and we are not taking it away from that, However, the fact that this car is priced at 999,000 Rand, 900, and has little to no features is a little bit absurd for me and a little bit audacious from Toyota. I mean, you don't even have you can't even adjust your the side mirrors. You don't have a multifunction steering just to operate this small little thing, like compared to like just one button in just one button, just one button. Your gauge here is something that's so dated, like something from 1991. If Lenaka le breaks, you have to gauge yourself. How much are you doing? How much are you? At least there is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But guys, come on. Like, we need to be a bit honest sometimes. You climate control this thing, the vents and this pulling of these levers, man. Like, I know there's a clientele for it. I know there's a fan base for this car, and I know this car's capabilities. But I don't think it would have costed Toyota that much to just put in a bit of modernization to this car, just to make it a bit more appealing. And I think even the customers would be happy that their beloved Land Cruiser got some cosmetic upgrades. You don't even have automatic lights. Literally, you have to at night. How walina asurrabalabala and asurraifiela Land Cruiser mara le bona Toyota Mazda. Whoa, like, stop the lorry net for a biki. Stop the lorry. Let's no, guys, no. The panels, the doors are quite thin. This cloth in the interior will probably get dirty. I mean, it's its purpose, probably gonna get dirty. What's nice about this car is that it has gang space at the back. The boot space or the load bay at the back is quite great. That is absolutely amazing. So that's probably one of the most great things about it. Sound system is not that great also. So yeah, yes, the Land Cruiser is built for purpose. The Land Cruiser is a car and a nameplate that has been tried and tested for years. The Land Cruiser is basically like the days of the Disco 4, Disco 2, the Land Rover Discovery, the Disco 4 and the Discovery 2, the Discovery 4, your Defenders, those cars, those overlander and off-road and hardcore off-road cars. That's what this car's about. And obviously there's a market for all those cars I've mentioned. Your Jeep Wranglers, your Cherokees, and all those cars. There is a market for them. They're built for purpose, and the clientele and the market base, they know what it's for. But I think it would be wrong for me to say that Toyota is justified at pricing this car at 999,000 Rand, 900, considering that it has little to no features at all. The fact that I can't see something as simple as my range, at least, I think is a bit ridiculous for me. And I'm sorry, I think the pricing is crazy considering what this car is. I do think that you should get the Land Cruiser 76, the Bakkie version, because this is the station wagon, and I think if you do have a family and are looking for something very robust and very capable, spend a little extra money and get a Land Cruiser Prado. It's a bit more luxurious and a bit nicer. The LC300, I saw it's in the 2 million rand. So the Land Cruiser Prado, you just get that one. Or go for a Fortuner. Okawanele Feshi. It's a 2.8 GD6 also. It's a 7-seater. It has JBL speakers. It has nice accents on the inside, especially if you get the top spec one. This, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. So ultimately, I'm giving the Land Cruiser 76 a 7 out of 10 because it is built for purpose. It's meant to be off-road. It's meant to go through the trenches. It's meant to do hardcore stuff. However, the lack of almost the most basic of features that you get even standard on cars like Suzuki Swifts and Polos, whatever, the fact that they are not in here, all in the name of heritage, all in the name of Land Cruiser nameplate. Now for me, I don't think it makes any sense. I think it's a bit ridiculous. So the pricing doesn't really match here, and I think it wouldn't hurt for them just to add some few things. I really don't think it'll take away the intensity or the heritage of the Land Cruiser. Get with the times, go with it, move. Retain the old heritage, retain this Dala, retain all those, that feeling, that nostalgic feeling, but get with the times, man. This car is, it's so renowned, but I think at this day and age, yeah. But like I said, there is a market for it, there is a clientele for it. People are going to buy it and people are buying it. There's a lot of demand, and the Land Cruiser nameplate will just carry itself till the end of time. So ultimately, I think 7 is a fair rate. The noise insulation in here is just a bit poor. And that is it from me, Boma 7. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Please don't forget to watch the ads too, and let me know, what are you getting? Are you getting the Land Cruiser 76 station wagon, or are you getting the Land Cruiser 76 Bucky, or are you getting a Hilux or a Fortuner for that 999,900 rand asking price? Just 100 rand away from $1 million, but you don't even have a volume button. Yeah, no, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.